Hey there, duelists, and welcome back to the Crystal Domain. I've not been up very long, but it seems we have a new archetype, and specifically, it's about Mystical Space Typhoon. It is an MST based archetype, and that sounds sick, so we're going to talk about it. So, our first monster is Storming Magala. So, all of these are going to have a similar clause where they are special summoned uh, like by the first effect once per turn, and then they could use the second effect once per turn. All of these also, for like the main starter type cards, if you have an MST engrave or your opponent controls no spell or traps, you can summon this card from your hand. So like going first is quite solid because they're not going to have anything in play, and then you're just going to be able to like just drop all your guys. On top of if you already have an MST gone, you can like play these guys for free. Then, if a Magnum of Storm quick play spell or MST is activated, you can special summon one Magnum of Storm monster from your deck with a different name. And then you can not special summon for the rest of the turn except wind monsters. This is a wind-based archetype, which is going to obviously be about blowing up the opponent's back row and then playing wind monsters to give, recursion and tutoring out your other pieces. And it seems like a solid, cohesive package of cards. So Magala is going to be our searcher, and also is going to be a extender. Then we have Erdam. Again, this one is if MST's engrave or the opponent controls no back row, you special summon this card from your hand. These are all level 3 wind monsters of like different things. So like this one's a fairy, and then this one's a beast. Then if this one is normal or special, you can add a Magnificent Storm monster or MST from your deck to your hand, except a copy of itself. So we have a Searcher, again, Extender, basic stuff. If you're no matter how you're summoning these guys, you're going to get their effects off, which is quite nice. Then we have Magnificent Storming Suen, level 3 Wind Beast Warrior. If MST's engrave or they control no back row, special summon it from the hand. If this card is normal or special, you can add a Magnificent Storm, spell or trap, or MST from deck to your hand. I like this one, I think, the most for Deckmaster potential. Being able to search out your traps, which we'll get to when we get to the back row stuff. You're going to want to search out the trap card for this archetype. You're going to want to search out the spells and everything like that. And being able to have that from the Deckmaster slot is going to be very good. Not to mention, it's just a body that will be easily summoned across the board. You're going to be able to just play this guy, which is quite good. And then we have Magnificent Storming Crothia, level 6 Winged Beast. If the Quick Away spell card is activated, you can just special summon it from your hand. That's on either player's turn, which is quite nice. If this card is normal or special, you can add a Magnificent Storm card and or one MST from your deck and or graveyard to your hand, except a copy of itself. You cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except wind monsters. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects while your opponent controls no spell or traps. So if you like nuke their whole back row, they just have nothing going on, this card is protecting itself. It's summoning itself very easily off of your own quick play spell slinging. And then on summon, it is a recursion piece, or it is a search piece for your key pieces, which is very excellent. Back row. Magnificent Storming stands a tribute. You can activate one of these effects, but only one of them once per turn. You can search out a level 4 lower Magnificent Storm monster from deck to hand. You can add an MST from your deck or graveyard to your hand. And then if it is destroyed by the effect of MST, you can set it. So like in a mirror match, this card's going to be funny. These cards are resilient to each other. So like, oh my god, I just realized. Okay. Magnificent Storming Stanza Tribute is, the acronym is MST. This is so sick. They really just decided to make an entire archetype about a quick play spell card. This is so cool. But yeah, like if you're in a mirror against this deck, or you're just playing with somebody that rocks MST, you're going to be pretty durable because your stuff's going to just come back set after it's hit by MST. You could do it to your own stuff as well if there's like nothing else in play. Like if you're going first and you need to be extending to get your pieces going, you could blow up your own stuff with MST and then it'll just reset so you can use it, which is pretty cool. Searching and recursion for MST just seems good for this archetype where you want to be abusing your back row hate as much as possible. Magnifistorming Summoning Technique, MST, will send a Magnifistorm monster from deck to the graveyard. We now have an in-archetype Foolish Burial, okay? And then you can add an MST from deck or graveyard to your hand. Recursion, again, if it's destroyed by the effect of MST, you can set this card. Sick. In-archetype Foolish Burial, recurring MST if needed. Awesome. Magnifistorming Sight Trance, MST. Draw 2 cards, then discard 1 Magnifistorm card or a quick play spell. Or if you do not have any in your hand, you discard your entire hand. Now we have an archetype Allure of Darkness. This is also sick. Powerful spells retrained to fit the flavor of the deck is a very cool idea. They do this sometimes, and it's cool when they do, but truly, I very much enjoy this having, like, really strong, powerful spell effects to go off of. Or you could recur an MST from deck or graveyard to your hand. And if it's destroyed by MST, you can set this card. So far, very impressed with the back row. We're drawing a lot of cards. We're blowing up people's stuff. It seems cool. We're recurring it with our guys. We're playing cards that can't be destroyed. It's fun stuff. Magnifistorming Sovereign Tyranny, MST, continuous trap card. Once per turn, you can target 3 quick play spells in your graveyard, including a Magnifistorm card, and then you apply all these effects in sequence. You shuffle them into the deck, then you draw 1 card, so sort of Runic-oriented, where you're going to recur your stuff and then draw a card, which is quite powerful. Then when monsters you control will gain 300 attack and defense for the rest of the turn. This is also good because buffing your stuff is powerful, especially if they're not going to have any means of protecting themselves, and you're going to get bigger to win the game faster. Once per chain, when MST is activated, you can target 1 face-up card your opponent controls and negate its effects. The meme is full circle, okay? This ancient meme, does MST negate? The answer is yes. If you're playing Magnifistorm, the deck, if you're playing Sovereign Tyranny in the big year 2025, MST now in fact does negate. So, that's sick. Being able to just be like, quick play, flip, that, it doesn't do anything anymore, and it's gone. Also sick. If this card is destroyed by the effect of MST, you could set it. Again, it's just kind of recurable. It also resets it. Is this a hard once per turn card? I don't think it is. It doesn't say anywhere that it is. So if you bopped this with your own MST and then brought it back, I mean, you would need more than 1 copy in play to do this, but, like, I guess there is a way where you could, like, really extend. If you're, like, going deep in some spell slinging here, you could, like, do, like, 2 of these, I guess. It'd be kind of hard to do, but you could probably do it. I could see this going pretty nutty if you're able to just, like, really pop off with how many cards you can play in a turn. Especially if you're shuffling them in and then drawing, and then you're playing, like, you're playing this thing, and then you do that to draw more cards, and, like, I mean, you could definitely go pretty deep into the deck, and then you could run draw spells also to just, like, play good effects. This seems like it'll be really good. Like, I really enjoy this. I'm thinking I'm going to be building a deck around these guys and adding some fun wind-based things into it. More back row hate. Alright, and then lastly, we got the big boys. Magnifistorm, Vortex, Beauty, Valrune, level 9 Wind Aqua monster. It's a very odd combination of types. If a quick play spell card is activated, you can special summon this card from your hand. Cool. It's a big 3,000 defender, big booty. When your opponent activates a monster effect and you have MST in your graveyard, quick effect, you can negate that effect. Then if you have 2 or more MSTs in a graveyard, you can destroy that monster. So now we have a monster effect for negating based around having MST engrave. Cool. Then if MST is activated while this card is engraved, you can special summon it. Now we're recurring the annoying negate. Even better. Lots of interaction. This is a very interactive heavy deck, and I like that a lot. I want to mess with people's stuff all the time. Then Magnet of a Storm, Great Pyre Phoenix, our boss monster, looks like, our real boss monster anyways. If a quick play spell card is activated, you can search summon this card from your hand. Cool. If a quick play spell card is activated, you can target up to 2 cards your opponent controls, shuffle them into the deck. Phoenix, Wing, Windblast-esque, which is fitting for the fact that it's a Phoenix, bouncing people's stuff. If MST is activated while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon it. Bouncing to the deck is one of the best means of removal. Sure, they can get it back, but it's harder if they've already gone through a good amount of their extenders and starters. So, just in general, bouncing off the field does a lot of work for negating materials. Like, sure, you could hit a, extra deck monster, and it will lose its materials, which is good for ripping card advantage away from them. But all in all, I really like these cards a lot, and I will absolutely be building a deck with these in the future. So, alright, for our listeners, thank you for watching. Your time watching this video is the most important means of support to me watching this content. I appreciate it more than any other means of support. But if you want to add further support to the channel, you can leave a like so it spreads through the algorithm, you appease the algorithm, all that crap. And then you can also leave a comment down below about your thoughts about the archetype and just in general about the cards, like anything you find fun that you could do with these guys. I'm going to be building a deck around these things, so I'm definitely going to be looking around, prodding into the Domain Discord server for ideas about what to do with these silly little guys. And, of course, if you're not in that server yet, you should join. Domain server, best server for Yu-Gi-Oh! Play, especially after the bombshell that Konami dropped for alternative formats. Seems like a good time to onboard the Domain format, right? And of course, you could subscribe to the channel if you wish. We're over 400 subs, which of course, thank you again for the support you guys have been giving me. And that gives us an even closer milestone of reaching 500 in the future. But that's going to be it from me today, guys. Again, thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. In the meantime, have a good day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.